Yes, like light is pure, but only when it passes through the prism that makes nothing something, does it split in frequencies that to our perception have color. Yeah, but really those colors are vibrating forms of black and white, the deep and light, but they split into a prism of color, and the color of that prism is life, or the pure I, for I am life. And so then vibration and light begins to crystallize the beingness as an appearance. Do you see what I mean? And we feel the vibrance of the I that I am, or the I that another is. But then there's the coloring of the mind, which isn't a color of light, but a color of memory, a color of conditionality. And so then the light and the color gets transposed over it, conditionality, conditional mind, conditional feeling, and that colors our experience. What we're endeavoring to do is be the full brightness, the full color that I am. So we're doing that by looking into the deep. It's only looking back into what you are, tracing this moment back into conscious awareness, into the deep, that, as it were, purifies the body-mind. We call it an instrument, the body-mind instrument of the coloring of mind and emotion, of content. Then the body is alive, literally, as a divine being, divine meaning, no coloring. That's what divine really means, pure light, no coloring. It doesn't mean God, it doesn't mean, hey, angels, although that might appear like that. Yeah. But deeper levels of you have wings. Deeper levels of you travel at a blink. Deeper levels of you are so different than what a human form is. A deeper level of oneself may appear in the streaming of you to you as no face, because your mind cannot relate to another kind of being. It would just transpose what it believes it's looking at as light, just light. When you're ready to truly meet yourself in deeper levels, that's a different thing altogether. I mean, in my knowing, on one level, of the universal level, that's what we currently call aliens. On a profound level, that's just another level of beingness that I am. And so when we meet, we will know each other as beings. For we are another level of that being, and that being is another level of what we are. But deeper than that, beyond creation, everything moves as light. And deeper than that is what one can find out. And the strange thing is here, that it's all contained in the drinking of tea. The water, the herb, the cup, the color. Everything is a vibration of that. This is made of this, and this is made of this, and it's all made of what I already am. I am the potter. That's why I am potty. I don't know if you get that in French. This is why my mum used to say to me, Bernard, you drive me potty, which is another way of saying you're your own creator, and I don't understand it. So there's nothing you can touch that's not made of your essential nature. Nothing. There is nothing that is divided. You're indivisible. You divide yourself in order to know yourself. And a lot you divide that you see and know, it's your mind that doesn't like what it sees and knows because it can't relate to it, because it's not a known thing, a known entity, a known information. So anything you don't like is that your mind, along with its buddy called emotion, doesn't like, right? In other words, doesn't understand. Here, we're evolving and developing deeper understanding, the willingness to know ourselves so deeply that we see ourselves in a cup of tea. And that how I pick that tea up and how I move transmits what I am and where I come from. So that's right, saying when I'm really feeling chaotic, I must be coming from the limited sense of self. And when I'm more calm and relaxed, I'm coming from a purer flow of my original nature. And if I keep coming from the purer flow of my original nature, the appearance of the cup, the appearance of the others in your perception becomes balanced and harmonious. And you're at peace because you're no longer identified with the distortion of time and space. Time and space is like a mirror that you bend like that. That's why when you finally see time and space as false, you'll be able to get hold of time and space and bend it until it touches each other. Instead of taking time to get from here to here, it's instant. Look at our technology, it's trying to do this. What it doesn't take in the math, in the science, is the evolution of consciousness and the re-vibration of body-mind. It doesn't recalibrate it. So technology is far too far ahead for the lack of advancement of our own mental, emotional, social capacities. We don't yet know ourselves enough. Do you follow what I mean? So you could stick somebody in a spaceship, but that doesn't mean anything because it won't be integrated in the human level of what we are. Have I gone too far?
No.
So you can look at anyone on this screen. Let's have a look. Anyone on this screen. Can go anywhere you like. And even though they might not know that you're looking at them, you're already transmitting information of being, of openness, or of time and space. It could be a mix. But if you've got to the point that you're no longer so much interested in time and space, then you'll meet the other, even by looking at somebody on the screen in being. Now, whether they know it's you knocking on their door, let me see. I'll try. I'll try now. Hold on a minute. Knock, knock. Hello? Yes, she opened her eyes. Knock, knock. Morena, I just come in your back door, which is really your front door. This is why when a being is really awakened to what it first is, you come in the back door, which is really the front door, which is the heart of all beings on the planet. And some beings actually come and say, I just saw you down the street in Moscow. And you're sitting over in France or in New Zealand or Australia. But people used to accuse Ramana Maharshi of this. You know, people used to go to him and say, you just told me on the street to go and visit you here. And he said, you're a fake. You just... So his followers said to this particular incident, you can read it in one of the books. He said, he was here all the time. Do you think he's going to travel 1,000 miles to tell you to come here tomorrow? Anyway, you get the general idea. The general idea is that because we are that one I, the same one that comes out of the screen of awareness, turns into light, and the vibratory essence of that light has transcendental light vibrations, and then goes bang into transcendental light vibrations that manifest energetic forms appearing as you and I. That means as you travel back in your own I-ness, you're in touch with every level as yourself. And those that are awakening to that in themselves, you meet in the back room of pure being, which is really the front room. Hence, there's not one of us here, including Ashley, that's not said hello in the back room, which is really the front room. And then we manifest that meeting like this, or maybe meeting each other in the physicality of appearance, who knows? But either way, the back room, which is really the front room, is the creative I center of all that you taste, feel, touch, and perceive as reality. So we're creating each other. Okay, so let's go back to what we were looking at when he was sharing. Somehow everything that moves and appears in the universe is transmitting back to itself what it is and its capacity to realize what it is in multi-dimensional ways. Did I lose you?
Yeah, the connection. So.
Okay, so you're going to have to intuit what I just said.
When you said, let's come back to
There's nothing in the universe, nothing in appearance that's reminding you who you are. To have the wisdom the wisdom to be sovereign to that is the wisdom to know only God, as that truly is. A name that we're using, God, for source as ourselves. Is this showing up for you in your daily life?
Yeah, I missed a few seconds, but I really got that.
Well, the fact or the truth that you're only ever really knowing yourself. That you're sending out light and vibration that forms, and the echo of the moment of existence is the forming of creation, and then creation itself is a movement of the beyond. that as it vibrates, the vibration isn't a solid form, and yet it appears to have a location, a you, a me, a us, a we. And there's nothing that we don't do or move or say that doesn't also have a reciprocal vibration of a knowledge or of an experience, a realizing I am that, or realizing I am misidentified, or realizing I've identified with this. The identify with the body mind doesn't go very far. It just stays within the cone of limited sense of self. The identification with a little bit more of what you are, appearing as a human being, that radiates through the earth. And a little bit more goes out into the universe. And a little bit more starts to pick up the cosmic vibrations of the all being. I am that. And the more I go tenderly deeper amongst whatever it seems that I come up at, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, collectively, the more I'm able to absorb even that and translate that into transformative coherence that I'm more. There's nothing that's not made of what I am. The more you reach the greater beings in the cosmos. And then there's a communion with greater beings in the cosmos, which is just simply another level of what you are as presence. And that beams back. Your ability to, as it were, translate that through this moment of breath whilst releasing the shells of limited experience has you answering back from your direct experience as a beingness having experiential human form, and that goes back. Now, this other great being loves communication, and it gets very excited that you even can hear it, and so it comes back until that's every breath that you take. And when beings in the cosmos begin to commune together in such a way, the beyond gets interested. And the beyond begins to shine out, reach the great being, reach what you are, and it becomes a greater communion. That is this, or this, or this, but mostly this. And suddenly that there's a triangle of communication, of brightness, of great being vibrating, and of form. And that becomes an even bigger evolution. And then even the self wakes up to itself. Self-realization. This is what we're really talking about, being sovereign. Go through what you need to go through and be sovereign to what you know is really happening, other than the mental and emotional energies what can't inform you who you are. Only you being sovereign to God has you vibrating, warmly communing your experience as being, as human, as greatness, as softness, as dynamicness, if there is such a word, as power, as tenderness, and as vulnerability. All the great medicines of a great soul. Let's finish with a bit of a meditation. It's quite a simple one. Let's turn our palms up. For a moment, we'll close our eyes, and this meditation we'll open and close our eyes, if I may direct you. Let's close our eyes, turn our palms up, and immediately we feel the presence and finer vibration of what is. And with our eyes closed, awareness is looking into the screen of its own depth, whether black or shining, or images passing, it's all good. And awareness looking directly into its own depth. What appears to a body is vanished. One is gone as a form of shape, but has no size, and it's vibrating. And we breathe right down into what once was a belly, but now what once was a belly, maybe that's creation. And it continues, as it were, to deepen and expand. And slowly, slowly, very slowly, we're going to bring our hands just slightly above our head to prayer. But notice the slow movement knows no distance, only depths appears to be. No thought, depth is. And we bring our hands just above our head to prayer. And when we relax, we're relaxing as awareness, no longer contracted, but more and more open. Just above our head, our fingertips stay together, and we open to the house of God, which appears like this. We bring that slowly, slowly down. Down through our middle realm to the heart. And somehow within that triangle is the great being, the self, and the human, all in one immediate prayer. And just for a moment, open your eyes and look at your hands and feel the innermost of what that hand is, the shape of it, and close your eyes. And you're back into what it is before it became a code, a shape, or had any form. But in that is every possibility that will ever exist. Then bring that hands onto your heart. Big breath. Begin to see that you are deeply free. And you are pure presence. Okay, we're going to just take a long breath and we're going to open our eyes. Now, as we open our eyes, slowly, slowly release your hands. Slowly, so slowly, it's like your hands are more than hands. They're a movement of the beyond. You can look at them as you begin to bring your hands down on your lap. You can see that your hands are a movement of presence. That your body is a movement of presence. In fact, the whole creation is a movement of presence. You bring them down to your lap. And there is no mind, no body, no one. And all is good, with no opposite. Take a deep breath. Slowly, please, open your eyes. And there's still no one. And there's nothing but presence being itself. And this is how it is every morning. You bring the deep into the light that exists as I am. But at some point, maybe in a few moments as you wake up, or maybe minutes or hours, the ego mind kicks in, which is content. And if you're not present in a manner of your own being, resonant only sovereign to your being, you'll give identification to the ego, which is purely okay, which gives you information of the content you're storing inside mind, which also appears as a body. Mind appears as a body. But if you leave all that information alone, it rather becomes something like you now see on Star Trek, where you can slide the information around. Oh yeah, I'll have a cup of tea. Let's open our eyes. I'll have a cup of tea there. Oh no, in a moment, I'm going to go to Cafe Nero and get a really nice flat white. Some people write me letters about me doing this, or chocolate or anything like this. And I'm no, I'm going to have, and then I'm going to have a warm panna raisin. Now, to me, all that is cosmic. And one day I might have preferences something else, but to me, everything is cosmic. There's nothing I can not eat that's not already made of what I first am. There is no subject and object here. Somehow that keeps deepening. Somehow everything is seen to be beautiful. And yes, there are times when what seemed to be beautiful turns into terrible. But you notice it's all got the ball at the end. Beautiful, terrible. You've got to play around with this so that you can get it from wherever you can truly perceive. It's not one of us that's not a pure being and a transformer, a transceiver. And there's nothing in your content that's not transcendental but you. All of your content is transitional, not transcendental. The strange thing is, it's made of the transcendental, which is you. But even that is not transcendental, which is transitional, is made of you. And a human life, everything is transitional, not transcendental. And that's the difficulty you face. See that the human is transitional, but the transcendental loves the human, but never gets caught up in its ideas that it's real. No, you are real. That's why bodies fall off when you go to sleep and fall on when you wake up. And at some point, they'll all fall off. And you won't wake up in a body, but you'll wake up in a new realm of you, or even in the beyond. Who knows? But even the cosmos falls off of you when you go to sleep. Begin to see everything as it really is. Human is transitional. There's nothing you can touch that's not transitional. But understand, it's all made of the transcendental. So how you hold it, how you taste it, how you drink it, how you move it, and how you share it is not transitional. It's a gift to know the transcendental. That does not pass away is the message. Thank you for your love and your presence and your friendship and being here. And on the 28th, I believe, at the same time, no, the other time, so 8:30 in the evening. In the UK, you'll have to work out what that is. Don't know why they call that down under. It's very strange, down under, down. Very strange, isn't it? Down under. All in one's perspectives. There is light in what you are. In fact, what you are is light. It doesn't come and go from anywhere. Here you can only call it presence. There's nothing that you can not look under, that it does not have its ground in presence. But when presence shines through all things move. That's the power of presence. That's really our message of being together. Might seem to be difficult, but it's strangely what we already are. This transitional world. It's quite a powerful illusion. But if you love the one that it comes from as yourself, then it's a credible illusion. And that's called life. Much love to you all. That's another way of saying Merry Christmas. Bye for now.